welcome to the monthly meeting of the Waterford Town Board. And at this time, I would ask that you please rise and join with me as we pledge allegiance to our flag. And then if you would, please remain standing for a brief prayer from our honorary chaplain, Councilman David Paul. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move the prayer this evening. I ask everybody in the room to please bow their heads and say a silent prayer for the souls of all those members who were aboard the Marine plane that went down in Louisiana. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. All right, I'll ask clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Ball. Councilman Marble. Here. Councilman Clement.
Here.
Supervisor Lawler.
Here. Are there any communications petitions?
Yes, sir. Dear Supervisor Lawler, I am writing to formally notify you and members of the town board that I am resigning from my position as chief operator of the town of Waterford's wastewater treatment facility. My last date of employment is Friday, July 28, 2017. I appreciate the opportunities I have been given over the last 30 years of my employment. I would personally like to thank you and the members of the town board for your support and guidance during my tenure. Respectfully, Richard P. Thiring.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Just before we move on to other business, we had a chance to thank Rich at our agenda meeting last Tuesday. Rich is not one given to long goodbyes and pomp and circumstance. Didn't want to make a big deal of his retirement, but Rich is someone who left a lasting legacy in this town. He managed and ran out with outstanding efficiency the largest single and most expensive piece of infrastructure the town has, which is the wastewater treatment plant. He did it without a lot of fanfare, no drama, and that's the piece of the town infrastructure. When it doesn't work right, everybody knows, and it creates real serious problems for people. So while Rich did not want a public thank you, and he didn't want any plaques, awards, or hoodies, or anything else that we normally give out to people, I just want to say thanks, Rich. I hope this gets back to you. You did a great job for us, and best of luck to whatever endeavors you go forward with from here. So anybody want to add anything to that? Okay, all right. And with that, we will move on now to the adoption of the minutes. Copies of the previous meeting minutes of July 5th and the agenda and special meeting of July 25th have been distributed to the board. Are there any requests for corrections, additions, or deletions? And if not, can I have a motion, please, to adopt the minutes as published?
Second.
It's been offered and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And we'll move on now to the committee reports. And our first report this evening is the supervisor's cash report. The town of Waterford, the monthly cash report for the month of July. In the general account, the balance on hand as of July 1st, $13,381.88. Total receipts for the month amounted to $1,515.39. Transfer from our general savings account into the general account in the amount of $335,000. Total disbursements for the month amounted to $346,719.83. Leaving us a balance on hand at the end of the month, July 31st, of $3,177.44. In the general savings account, the balance on hand as July 1st was $3,194,341.35. Total receipts for the month amounted to $266,189.98. Transfer to the payroll account in the month in the amount of $203,187.72. Transfer to the general account in the amount of $335,000. Interest received on the general savings account during the month of July totaled $123.85, giving us a balance on hand at the end of the month, July 31st, of $2,922,467.46. In the landfill savings account, the balance on hand as July 1st was $851.08. We received 4 cents in interest during the month, giving us a balance at the end of the month of $851.12. And the petty cash report for the month, petty cash totaled $22.96, primarily for postage for the Justice's office and also a car wash for the senior van. $22.96 in total. And our final financial report is the abstract report for the month of July. Total audited vouchers for the month amounted to $337,404.64. Total payments made in advance of audit, $6,411.32. If there are no, can I have a motion, please, to accept the report, reimburse petty cash, and to pay the vouchers?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Councilman Ball?
Yes.
Councilman Marble?
Yes.
Councilman McClement?
Yes.
Supervisor Lawler?
Yes. Our next report is the Committee on Seniors, Highway, Wastewater Treatment, Water Authority, and Cemetery Operations. Councilman Jim Boudreau, who is on vacation, I believe?
Yep.
Yes.
And I'm not, you've got his report, Frank?
Yes.
Thanks. Filling in for Councilman Boudreau tonight is Councilman McClement. Frank?
Hi. Well, good evening, everybody. And on behalf of Councilman Boudreau, I'll read his reports here, starting with the Waterford seniors and the senior van. The Waterford senior van numbers for the month of July: hours worked, 90.25 hours, with 1,405 miles driven for a daily average of 70.25 miles. Provided transportation for 68 individuals with a daily average of 4. And report from the Waterford Senior Center, report of senior citizen activities for July of 2017. On Tuesday, July 11th, Saratoga County handed out farmers market tickets at the Senior Center. Over 30 seniors received coupon booklets that are good at any farmers market in New York State. On Tuesday, July 18th, the seniors held their annual picnic at Krause's Grove. 50 seniors attended and enjoyed good food and had a great time playing games and bingo. There were also door prizes and a 50-50 drawing. On Thursday, July 27th, the seniors took a trip to the Saratoga Racino. The bus was full and a great time was had by all. The seniors are looking forward to their annual Clams theme on Tuesday, August 15th. Call the Senior Center for more information at 235-8500. The center is open on Monday and Wednesday for cards and Tuesdays and Thursdays for bingo. Pinochle is also played on Tuesday, and chair yoga is Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. The Bocce League is in full swing every Thursday night at 6 p.m., and subs are always welcome. The regular senior meetings will resume in September. Until next time, Mike Mahoney, Director. Next report would be from the Highway Department for the month of July 2017. Snow and ice control, 0 hours. Equipment maintenance, 17 hours. General maintenance, 551 hours. Trash drop-off, 15.25 hours. Miscellaneous, 403.5 hours. Garage maintenance, 8 hours. And parks, 336.7 hours for a total man hours of 1,331.5. And the Town of Waterford Highway Department monthly report: the town highway crew paved potholes on Devitt Road, Bells Lane, and Champlain Street. We put down Norlight on the shoulders of the road on Timber Drive. We also repaired a culvert ditch on Timber Drive. We cut and trimmed trees along Mallard's Landing South. The next trash drop-off day will be this Saturday, August 5th, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Town Highway Garage. For more information, call the Highway Garage at 235-3413 or go to the town website for more information. Also, please keep your garbage and recycling containers at the edge of the driveway and not in the roadway. I would like to remind all town residents about putting acceptable and unacceptable items in their trash containers. If there are any unacceptable items in the cans, it will not be picked up until removed. If you are in need of a new garbage can or recycling can, please call the Highway Garage. You can get that information from the town website or by calling the Highway Garage at 235-3413, and it is submitted by Highway Superintendent Harry Martell. And finally, from the Waterford Water Commissioners, the Water Commissioners of the Town of Waterford are pleased to provide this monthly report to the Town of Waterford. Please note the following activities during the last month. Appreciation of fire departments. The commissioners and staff at the Waterworks wish to thank the 5 fire departments in the town and village for their assistance with backup water contingency plan preparations that were accomplished during the recent water pipe repairs being completed by the City of Troy on July 6th. Water consumption. Last month, the Waterworks delivered 34,660,000 gallons of water during the month, or approximately 1,155,333 gallons per day. The Water Distribution System Network, Waterworks staff completed a total of 37 service calls and 45 dig safe utility locations during the month. Department staff also completed equipment calibration, weekly safety meetings, monthly water testing, and completed meter reading. And that is submitted by Ed Hernandez, General Manager, the Water Commissioners in the town of Waterford. And we have no report from the wastewater treatment plant this month, and that concludes Jim's reports.
Okay, thank you. Our next report is the Committee on Public Safety, Emergency Services, including the Fire Department and the Rescue Squad. Councilman Dave Ball. David?
Thank you, Supervisor. There's several things to discuss this evening. First off, I want to start with an item which is regarding the consolidation of dispatching services here in Waterford. Brief statement. This morning at 8 a.m., the Communications Center in the Town of Waterford Police Department consolidated with the Saratoga County Communications Center in Ballston Spa. There will be no changes in police service to the residents of the town and village of Waterford. Residents who need police, fire, or rescue are to use the same phone numbers they have always used to obtain service. That number is 518-237-3341. The only difference will be the person answering the phone. That person will then accept the call and dispatch either the Waterford Police, Waterford Fire, Northside Fire, or Waterford Rescue Squad as requested, as they have done in the past. As always, in an emergency, you're of course encouraged to dial 911, and again, follow-up will be dispatched from the Waterford Resources. The Town of Waterford Police Department will be manned from 8 to 4 on business days. For after-hours walk-ins, a call box has been installed in the vestibule of the Town Hall to request services. Simply activate the box by pushing the button and advise the dispatcher or answers that you need services, and a unit will be dispatched to handle your complaint or issue. Again, there will be no changes in police services. Officers will be patrolling and handling calls for all assistance as requested, as they have been doing previously. That transition occurred today and went without a hitch, and everything is working fine. I have several statistics to discuss this evening. There were a total of 390 calls for service, resulting in 11 cases, which also resulted in 11 arrests. Major issues there were 19 calls for domestic incidences, fire calls there were 17, there was 33 EMS calls, 11 motor vehicle accidents, and 28 animal control calls for the month. Again, in public safety issues, I want to take a moment tonight and publicly thank an individual who is not here, and not by any fault of their own, they just didn't want the publicity, but I thought it'd be appropriate to recognize this person. The individual, his name is Drew Gibson. Drew is assisted on an incident which occurred in Peebles Island on July 20th of this year, where a person was in need of assistance, called for help, and Drew responded to the call and assisted in the best way that he could, and also assisted the Waterford Police Department in effecting an arrest of an individual who was harassing another individual over on the island. So I want to publicly take a moment and thank Drew Gibson for his coming to the assistance of that individual. Again, in fire rescue news, Frank Curtis, the EMS captain of FB Peck Hose, is seeking public input and interest in the Community and Family Friends CPR training program certified by the American Hospital Association. There's been a pretty good response already on the part of the community. If anybody wishes to learn CPR and become certified, call Frank. He can be reached at 235-4609. That is the FB Peck Hose Fire Department, and Frank will be in touch. So that's in the works, I'm pretty sure, and a date will be announced in the future. In other issues, this is something else that came to my attention earlier, and it has to do with baseball. Kind of not a public safety thing, but with the Baseball Hall of Fame induction recently occurring, I thought it'd be appropriate to bring this up tonight. Came to my attention that the Waterford Nationals, members of the Albany Twilight League, soundly defeated the Albany Senators by a score of 1-0 behind the pitching brilliance of Ryan Enzel, who's a town highway employee. They've advanced on to play in the Stan Musial World Series, which will be held in Waterbury, Connecticut this Thursday at 4 p.m. We want to congratulate the team for their endeavors, particularly the outstanding pitching of Ryan Enzel, and good luck to them. We hope they win. That's my report, Supervisor.
Thanks, Dave. Good luck, Ryan. Our next report is the Committee on Veterans, Grants, Fundings, Buildings, and Special Projects. Councilwoman Frank McClement. Frank? Councilman, thank you. Excuse me. I got ahead of myself. Lori, hopefully I'll get it right when I get to you next.
That's like the third time he's done that.
At least he doesn't call
Are you
you
starting to
Bob.
get the message?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't even know what to say anymore. In the spirit of inclusion, we move on.
All right.
A special report.
Council person.
Thank you.
I think that'll keep me out of trouble.
Special report from the Waterford Harbor Farmers Market. In the spirit of thoroughbreds in August in Saratoga County, the Farmers Market will be providing free pony rides this Sunday, August 6th from 9:30 a.m. to 11 for kids, right next to the Visitor Center. On Sunday, August 13th, the Farmers Market will sponsor a walking tour of the historic village. Rain date will be on August 20th. Participants should meet at the info table at the market at 10 a.m. Pre-registration is not required. The village has beautiful historic buildings to see and fascinating stories to hear. The Waterford Harbor Farmers Market is located at the Waterford Visitor Center, 1 Tugboat Alley, every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., June to mid-October. Fresh produce, locally produced meats, honey, maple syrup, flowers, sandwich cart, music, and more. Check them out on Facebook. Moving on to veterans. A brief announcement to the public. The Saratoga County Veterans Agency is moving. We will be in our new location here in the next couple of weeks in August, and our new address will be 2144 Doubleday Avenue, Ballston Spa, New York. And Doubleday Avenue is Route 50 as you head north from the village of Ballston Spa towards Saratoga. The new location will be just south of the intersection. There is a Stewart's, and Kitty Corner is an Adirondack Trust. I believe that's North Line Road. Our phone numbers will remain the same, 518-884-4115. Any veterans or family members interested in benefits, questions, or anything related to veterans services, please give us a call. And then, finally, one last piece. You may have seen the news advisory, but I would like to go ahead and read it for the folks. Councilman Ball led us in a moment of silence in honor of the Marine Corps and Navy active duty folks that were involved in a KC-130 crash. And it's no secret that the pilot of that crash was native of Waterford, Major Kane Goyette. And I'll go ahead and read our press release. The town and village of Waterford, in partnership with the Goyette family, will hold a memorial ceremony to honor the life of Major Kane M. Goyette. Major Kane M. Goyette was killed, along with 14 other Marines and 1 Navy sailor, on July 10th after the Marine Corps KC-130 transport plane had a mid-air emergency and crashed in rural Mississippi. Major Goyette was a native of Waterford, attended Waterford Half-Moon Schools, and later RPI, Red Center Polytechnic Institute. He was the highest-ranking Marine on the flight and had been in the military since 1994. He was commissioned as an active duty officer in 2002. Kane completed flight training at Whiting Field, Corpus Christi, and Cherry Point, ultimately flying the KC-130. His duty stations included Futenma, Okinawa, Syracuse, Stewart Air National Guard Base, and Bahrain. He flew missions in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, a special purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force in Africa, and a number of humanitarian missions. The public is invited and encouraged to attend. This will take place on Wednesday, August 9th at 6 p.m., and it will take place at Soldiers and Sailors Park on Broad Street here in Waterford. And if anyone is looking for any additional information on this event, they can contact the Town of Waterford Supervisor's Office at 235-8184. They can also contact the Saratoga County Veterans Agency at 884-4115. And we are, as I said, in partnership with the village. They can also contact Mayor Mahoney's office with questions as well. And that concludes my report, Supervisor.
Thank you, Frank. And our final report is the Committee on Youth, Playgrounds, Pools, Festivals, our liaison to the Village Government, Museum, Library, and the Waterford Half-Moon Consolidated School Council Person, Lori Moore.
I prefer councilwoman.
I stand corrected. Councilwoman, Lori Moore.
Thank you very much. Our third Waterford Night Out will take place on Wednesday, August 16th, up at Clement Park. Come and join us for games, food, pony rides. We have a bounce house, karaoke. We'll have some emergency vehicles, popcorn, and a movie at dusk. Just please come and join us. Last year was even better than the first year we did it, so we're hoping to have even more fun and more people this year. The news from the park and the pool. The free lunch program is going well at Clement Park. Our attendance has been up quite a bit this year. The children have been enjoying lots of crafts and games with our counselors. Swim lessons have been in full swing and are coming to a close in a few weeks. We've been dodging the raindrops down there, but they've managed to get through the swim lessons. Some news from the library that this summer will be their first time at our night out. They're going to join us. They plan to have a table with some information about the library and its services. There'll also be a free raffle during the evening with several small giveaways that should appeal to the kids of all ages. They will be handing out children's books to each child that have been donated by the Friends of the Library. The library will hold its summer reading finale on Thursday, August 17th, and all are welcome. They plan to have a petting zoo, face painting, and other fun activities along with refreshments. It all begins at 3 p.m. The town and village officials are encouraged to attend. The library is a lucky recipient of some aid from Senator Kathy Marchon's office. Later this year, they expect to receive $3,000, which will be used to offset the expenses incurred from repairs to the library's roof. They're expecting Assemblyman John McDonald to visit the library during one of their summer reading programs. John plans to drop by during their Radical Robots program on Thursday, August 10th. In September, the library is sponsoring 2 programs at the Community/Senior Center. On September 21st, it will feature a representative from the Air National Guard at Stratton Air Force Base who will talk about the missions to Antarctica. Thursday the 28th, they'll be offering an elder care planning program. Both of these programs are planned to start at 6:30 p.m. From the museum, there's the golf tournament that was supposed to be set in June is now September 18th due to the rain, but it's September 18th at 2 p.m. at Van Sky Country Club in Cohoes. It will feature a 9-hole shotgun start scramble game. Tickets are $75 for golf and the clam bake. The clam bake alone is $35 if you don't plan on golfing. RSVP by September 11th at 238-0809 or email at info@waterfordmuseum.com. Checks made payable to the Waterford Museum and sent to 2 Museum Lane. Plenty of spots are still open. The museum is planning on having a booth at the Tugboat Roundup. They'll be selling grab bags from the museum gift shop and some great books. They have some fall events coming up. October, they've got a Hyde Museum and Warrensburg Museum trip with lunch at the Log Jam in Lake George. On the 27th of October is a trivia night. November 17th is an art show in the Wine and Cheese. On December 2nd, they have a holiday concert planned at the Cohoes Music Hall with the refrigerators, and it'll be a fundraising event for the museum. Please keep checking the Facebook and web page for more information. And that is the end of my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman Marble.
You're welcome.
Our next report is Supervisor's Report, and tonight I have one item. The town engineer has lately been asked to do a number of inspections for abandoned property and property that the building inspector and other town officials had reason to feel might be unsafe. Those inspections take up a considerable amount of time and the professional expertise of the town engineer. What he has suggested is that we institute a fee for those inspections where they are required on an emergency basis. When we feel as though the structure is a threat to the public safety, we have to get the engineer in to the building. He has to, if he finds it to be the case, he has to do the inspections, the certifications, draft the documents to support his findings, etc., so the town can take further action. He has suggested that it would be appropriate to consider a fee to the owner of the property in those cases for that inspection, the same way we have fees for other inspections that we do in the community. It seems reasonable to me, given the fact that this is an engineering professional. The fee would include site investigation, visual structural analysis, coordination with the building inspector, and preparation of the declaration of emergency demolition document, which would require his signature as a licensed engineer. He is suggesting a fee of $1,500 for that. Seems reasonable to me. Don, I know that there are some hoops that we have to go through when we create a new fee in the town. So for tonight, I'm just going to hand this over to you. If you would please find out what steps we have to take to consider that. And then at the same time, if my fellow board members have any comments or questions, please feel free to reach out to the town engineer, Don Gabriel, and discuss those directly with him. And with that, we'll move on to our resolutions and general orders, please.
Resolved that the town board of the town of Waterford will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, September 5th, 2017 at 7 p.m. regarding granting a cable television franchise agreement between the town of Waterford and Time Warner Cable Northeast, aka Charter Communications.
Someone care to offer that, please?
I'll offer that.
Second.
Councilman Ball?
Yes.
Councilman Marble?
Yes.
Councilman Clement?
Yes.
Supervisor Lawler?
Yes.
Resolved that the following places be designated as official polling places for the town of Waterford. District 1 Visitor Center, District 2 Kavanaugh Fire, District 3 Ford Hose, District 4 Northside Firehouse, District 5 Emergency Team Building, District 6 United Methodist Church, and District 7 and 8 Waterford Half Moon High School.
Second.
Councilman Ball? Councilman Marble?
Yes.
Councilman Clement?
Yes.
Supervisor Lawler?
Yes.
Whereas the town board desires to improve via repaving a certain road located within the town, now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby calls for bid proposals in conformance with the bid specifications and notice to bidders available at the town clerk's office, which is to be received by the town clerk's office, 65 Broad Street, Waterford, New York, 12188, on or before the 29th day of August, 2017 at 11 a.m.
I'll offer that.
Second.
Councilman Ball?
Yes.
Councilman Marble?
Yes.
Councilman Clement?
Yes.
Supervisor Lawler?
Yes.
Resolved that Harold Martell be and he is hereby authorized to attend the NYSAOTSOH Annual Highway Conference in Buffalo, New York from September 19th through the 22nd.
Second.
In Buffalo this year? It used to be in Ithaca, didn't it, all the time? Or where was
It's a school, it's a Lake Placid.
it? Used to be in Lake Placid. You guys wore out your welcome in Lake Placid, did you?
They take it for the downstate people.
Okay.
Councilman Ball?
Yes.
Councilman Marble?
Yes.
Councilman Clement?
Yes.
Supervisor Lawler?
Yes.
Resolved that the town board accepts the memorandum of agreement between the Waterford Police Union Local 3749, New York State Law Enforcement Officers Union, Council 82, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, and the town of Waterford.
I'll offer that.
Second.
Councilman Ball?
Yes.
Councilman Marble?
Yes.
Councilman Clement?
Yes.
Supervisor Lawler?
Yes, and I would like to thank the town's negotiating committee, which was led by Councilman Dave Ball, the town budget officer, Bill Kutu, and the town's public safety commissioner, John Tanchek. I want to thank the three of you for working and getting us through what was, I know, a difficult process, a lot of back and forth. We got to a good place, and the best part of this is we got to it 5 months before the contract expired. So that is far and away a record early settlement in my tenure here. So I want to thank all three of you guys for that. Job well done.
Whereas the town board of the town of Waterford, by public notice duly published according to law, invited sealed proposals for paving services of certain roads in the town of Waterford, and whereas all such proposals received were considered publicly at town hall on August 1st, 2017 at 11 a.m. at the time and place specified in said public notice, and whereas the town board has determined that Best Paving and Seal Coating Incorporated is the lowest responsible formal bidder for the work as detailed in the specifications, with a bid of $97,566 for location 1, $74,708 for location 3, and $81,886 for location 4, as set forth in the bid specification. And whereas pursuant to the bid specifications, the town of Waterford chooses not to accept any bids with respect to location 2. Now therefore be it resolved that the proposal of Best Paving and Seal Coating be accepted, and be it further resolved that the town board enter into a contract with said successful bidder for paving services related to certain roads in the town of Waterford in accordance with the bid specifications for said bid project, to be approved by the attorney for the town. And I did ask Don Jr. about the,
Do we have it?
I don't know, I
Don,
asked him.
do you know, do we have the completion bond?
Should have been in the package.
I asked him before.
We'll come back to this resolution in a minute. I just
Okay.
want to make sure there's one document that's critical to awarding this bid. So why don't you move on to the next
Okay.
resolution while Donnie checks this.
Resolved that the town board hereby approves the following agreement with Capital Digitronics, whereas the town of Waterford will provide decommissioned surplus equipment, 2 MDX ADA-CS radios and 4 EDA-CS 500M mobile radios to Capital Digitronics in exchange for labor, time and expense previously quoted at $3,200, associated with the removal of the Zetron console system and related hardware, and whereas Capital Digitronics will remove and return the Zetron system, which was originally provided to the town at no cost to their inventory, and whereas Capital Digitronics will also reprogram all decommissioned portable radios in preparation for sale or auction by the town. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board hereby approves this agreement.
That's all.
Second.
Yeah, basically, this is a little bit of a barter agreement as we're swapping out some communications equipment in the dispatching area. Capital Digitronics, who is the company that we use to provide the technical services in the hardware and software in the dispatching station. Basically, we're swapping out some old equipment. We're giving it to them. They're going to reposition some radios, clean the radios up. There's some channels and some things that have to be deleted there, some proprietary channels that the general public shouldn't have access to. They're then going to give us back the radios, which we can then sell. And so it's a good deal for both parties. They get a piece of equipment that we really don't have any use for. They decommission our portable radios, give them back to us. We can sell them and hopefully generate a few dollars for the town taxpayer. So it's a good deal for everybody.
Councilman Ball?
Yes.
Councilman Marble?
Yes.
Councilman Clement?
Yes.
Supervisor Lawler?
Okay, Don tells me that we do not have the completion bond, which is absolutely critical to this. The completion bond, basically, when you do a public service contract like this, a public works contract, where a contractor is going to come in and the job is a good-sized job, as this one is, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. We always want to make sure we have what's called a completion bond. That is, once the contractor starts the job, we want to make sure the job gets finished. Should something happen in terms of the contractor's ability to complete the job, the completion bond, which basically is similar to an insurance policy, would allow the town, provide the funds to allow the town to go out and hire another contractor to finish the job, so we don't end up paying twice for the same job. To me, it's very important to have this in hand because it protects the town from any potential problems. And we're not saying this particular contractor has any problems, but it's just good policy to have a bond to make certain that a public works project like this gets completed and doesn't fall by the wayside, requiring the town to spend more money to finish the job that we already paid for once the first time. Not to mention the disruption of having roads torn up and half paved and not paved. So I'm a little concerned here, Harry, because and I'm voicing this to you only because this is going to impact you the most. I can't support this without that bond. And honestly, we made that extremely clear to everybody involved that the bond had to be in our hands before we would award this bid. So this shouldn't, it's not a surprise. I didn't pull this out of thin air. We made it very clear to everybody involved that, listen, this is a great price, but we need to have that completion bond. And there's a cost associated with that, obviously. So unless there's some objection, I'm going to table this, Harry. I don't know what that does to the paving schedule. I don't know when you guys are ready to rock and roll on these streets. What does this do to your?
Depending on the schedule of the pavers.
I didn't know if you'd already had a start date in mind with them or.
No.
Okay, all right. I mean, we can call a special meeting to deal with this one item if the document shows up. I'm not saying we wouldn't do that, but Don, would you can you look into this? Yeah. Well, I think I'd rather take it, and I don't want to award it and hope that it shows up, because if they don't produce it relatively quickly, we're going to be in a serious issue. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll pay well in November. Yeah, so there's no. Yeah, that's all this was. That's good to have, but it's not what the doctor's looking, right? Okay. What Don was telling me was we could go forward and approve this resolution contingent on getting that, but I'm not even comfortable with that because the expectation is that that the deal is done, and it's not done. It's not done until we have that document in our hand, and so Jim Boudreau isn't here, so. I'm looking at you, but this really isn't your problem. Harry, you know the contractor, right? You worked with the guy, you took him on the tour, and
Honestly, we had
No,
nothing.
he didn't come out
Did-
and walk.
did-
He may have walked the job, he didn't walk over either of us.
okay. Well, you have his contact information.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let me just say, you two guys get together, figure out who's going to communicate with this contractor. Tell him we didn't award him the bid. We can't award him the bid until we have that document. And, he's got a week to get us the document, and then we're going to the next lowest bid. That's as easy as picking up the phone and calling your insurance agent. So, it should be pretty straightforward, and I'm surprised that that's not in the package. But, a week. If he needs 2 weeks, whatever. Well, you guys play it by ear. I don't want to set an arbitrary deadline, but we're not going to go forward. And if he can't provide it in a timely fashion, we need to. And his price is his price, just so we're clear on that. Whatever. If he didn't factor the cost of the completion bond, that's on him. Okay, because that changes the whole bid outcome, I believe. Okay. All right. Will you guys get back to me and let me know how that goes? Thank you. Anybody have anything? Everybody good with that?
I also think because we have the Davis Ave bid
Yeah.
going out now, that should be made part of that bid package because I think it's in the same. I don't think there's.
It is in the completion bond was called for in the original bid package.
Okay, so
Right.
it should be in the Davis Ave one too, right?
Yeah, you'll use the same bid package. Yeah.
Tom did. I just want to make sure it's
Right.
the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What else do we have, Dar? Anything?
You have something.
I know, but I'm giving everybody else a chance. I'm screwed up so bad tonight. Anybody on board have anything else they want to Want to talk about tonight? I have one item, sorry Frank, did you have something? I have one item under other business, and we have an emergency drainage issue that we need to deal with, and this is on the advice and documentation of the town engineer. I would like to offer a resolution authorizing a payment of $27,500 to Ribbity Contracting under an emergency basis as reviewed by the town engineer and recommended by the town engineer. And this is to install this is to correct a serious drainage problem at, I don't have the house number, but it's on Timber Drive.
56 Timber.
What is it?
56.
56 Timber Drive. They've got a serious drainage problem where they're losing part of their backyard into the swale, and there's a town easement where the water is driving that erosion problem. So we need to get some riprap in there before they suffer any more loss, and especially with the kind of rain we've had so far. So I would like to offer that.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Any comments? No? If not, call the roll, please.
Councilman Ball?
Yes.
Councilman Marble?
Yes.
Councilman Clement?
Yes.
Supervisor Lawler?
Yes. Okay. Is there anyone here tonight who'd like to bring anything to the attention of the board, or any questions, comments? Donnie, you have something? Did you have something? Yeah. Yep. There will be a, thanks, Don. Don reminded me, we need a brief executive session after this for discussion of litigation. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, yes, hi, Don, Sheila Dwyer. I have a question. When the July 2nd storm hit that closed the canal system for 5 days, stranding the boaters between Lot 3 and Lot 4, the 6 boats, does the town still offer a van to go around to these stranded boaters, asking them if they need supplies or whatever?
You know, I can't. I wish Dick Hurst were here. Dick's a little under the weather, so because he's the guy who would have the answer right off the top of his head. I can tell you it has been our practice that whenever boaters were trapped in the Waterford flight, that we would check on them, make sure they were, first of all, okay. I know we were in touch with them because we were on the verge of providing fresh water to them. That was their big issue, was they were running out of fresh water. And we were going to resupply them with fresh water the day they reopened the canal system, so we didn't have to. I would imagine that we did check with them, and if anybody needed anything, I'm sure we would have made the van available. But I can't say with absolute certainty. I know we had boaters in 2, 3, 4. I mean, they were all over the place. Yeah.
There were 6 stranded boats.
Yeah.
Between 3 and 4, and we were having a 4th of July party and went over and invited some to come over, which they didn't come. We couldn't invite all of them, but not knowing, if the town, I know in previous years the town has had a van that has gone and asked, do they need supplies, do they need water, do we even want to go out, whatever. Is there a way to, if you're not going to have the service, let the people who live in the area, we would gladly help.
I can tell you, we'll have the service. That's not an issue. If we're stranded, we'll definitely touch base with those people. We don't really, we don't offer them taxi service per se. What we do is say, listen, we'll pick up a group of people at noon, and we'll take you over to Hannaford if you need shopping. If you need, most of them have their own wireless internet, but if they need internet connection, if some of them don't have shower facilities, we'll drive them down to the visitor center so they can use the shower. We've taken them to the library on times. I know a couple of years ago we actually put a barbecue on for them. Yeah, we put a big barbecue. They were stuck here so long we threw a party for them.
They closed blocks. They were,
Yeah.
That was it for the season. They
Right.
were stuck. But these folks were stranded for 5 days, and we were under the assumption that the town van was, going and helping them out.
I don't think I want to be real clear on my answer. I don't think the town van drives up and says who needs a ride somewhere. We touch base with them, okay, and then if they need something, then we send the van, just like we were going to send the water up to them. So it's not like the van is making daily checks on them. You know, we tell them, if you need anything, let us know, and if someone says to us, we're running out of food, we're running out of supplies, or whatever, then absolutely, we will shuttle them over to the Hannaford. And I think we did take some people into town now and then. It's always nice to see people spend money on Broad Street, you know, if they want to come down. So I can tell you, and we have a phenomenal reputation in the canal system as being probably the most hospitable, one of, if not the most hospitable communities in the entire Erie Canal system. And we get a lot of nice compliments about it. And we work pretty hard because those people do spend money here, and we want them to feel comfortable in our community. And a couple of them even come back and bought property here, which is nice. So the answer is, we don't send the van, but we're in touch with them, and if they need anything, we will take care of them.
Okay, but you don't know if anyone did come up this last month?
I know that people were talking with them. Because we were talking with them.
Yeah.
We were in communication with them, but I don't want to tell you somebody actually drove there, because I don't know that. But I don't know that they didn't either. Normally, Dick checks pretty closely on those people. You know, he knows most of them. You know, as they come through, they say hello and things. So I think we're doing our best, but I can find out and get back to you if you want.
I'd like to know, because, I mean, we have lot 4 right in our backyard, and, you know, we do walk back there, and if, you know, as a private citizen, we would be willing to help out people. I mean, there was one bird that was stuck there, they had mechanical difficulties,
Oh.
like adding insult to injury. Yeah.
Trapped in the locks, and then your boat breaks down.
And,
You know what,
I don't know about you, but I sure won't want to drink that water.
They were just lucky they were in Waterford. That's all I can say. You know, there's worse places to break down, and I think I found some of them, quite frankly. So I'll check on that, and we'll have somebody get back to you. Okay? All right. Thanks. Anybody have anything else? Okay. If not, then a motion to adjourn for executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you all for coming. Hope to see you all again next month.